Yes, all right. Welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi, and it has finished Benfica 1, Arsenal 1 in Rome. We were apparently away from home, so although it was a neutral ground, but we were away from home. I'm going to be discussing that and more. Did we deserve a point? Did they deserve a point? I don't think Benfica deserved a point. I'm so disappointed, with that result. I'm disappointed with with the outcome, but I'm not disappointed with the performance. I think we did, any exciting team, what any exciting team had to do, but completing the equation, the output was so wrong. Smash the like button, get your subscriptions in, and tell me what you think about that game. Tell me what your opinions are about that game. Arsenal won, Benfica won. For me, it is hurting. Actually, it is actually hurting. I thought we could have actually won that game, at least 2-1. 3-1. We had a couple of chances in the first half. We had a couple of chances in the second half, but we decided not to take our chances. And I've said that, and I've already said it, and I'll say it again. Whenever you don't take your chances, and you're playing a team like Benfica, I was here in the match preview, and I said it, that if Arsenal is going to get anything in that game, you've got to take your chances. You've had, you need to press Benfica. We did that. Very good game plan. Absolutely, very good game plan. I was in love with it. I don't know how Mikel Arteta, just looked into my head, but I was in love with it. Go out there and press Benfica. Don't give them time to play. Look at this lineup, the starting lineup. As exactly almost as we predicted it. That's how we brought it. Leno, Cedric, Gabriel, David, Bellerin, Xhaka, Odegaard, Saka, Ceballos, Aubameyang, and Emily Smith Rowe. That was, for me, that was my predicted lineup. If I can still remember, and that's what he brought. I didn't have any problems with him. The way with the way he set up the team. I didn't have any problems. I didn't have any problems. My only problem was that when we went out there, we didn't execute the job well. That's the problem. That's the only problem. We played a 4-2-3-1, and I think it was decent. Martin Odegaard was good in that midfield. Emily Smith Rowe was, stretching play very well. Bukayo Saka gets the goal, but I think he was also brilliant as well. And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was leading the line very well. And oh my word, what a sitter he missed at just before halftime. What a sitter! I mean, there are things you're gonna talk about, in a match reaction, and you're like, how did this happen? Aubameyang, after scoring 3 goals against Leeds United, we thought he was on fire, and he just went on to miss a sitter. That should have been a goal. That should have been a goal. But one of the things I've seen this game, I think Benfica really beat us by the offside trap. We were caught offside so many times, whether it was Saka or Emily Smith Rowe or Aubameyang, any player, or on any occasion. They beat us by the offside trap. They really got us onto that. And I think in the second leg, we've got to be very careful. But I think for me it was a decent performance, very decent performance. And if you look at some of the statistics in this game, just like we can just like I'm going to show you here. They had, Benfica had 6 shots on goal. We had 7. Arsenal had 2 shots on target. Benfica had 4. And this is what I'm talking about. You have a 60% ball possession overall, and Benfica have 40%, ball possession overall. They create 6 chances, 6 chances. They get 6 shots on goal, 4 on target, and you only have 2 shots on target. I think we need to work on that. We need, those are things we need to work on. And if we don't, they're going to cost us games. Games you think Arsenal should have won this, Arsenal should have beaten this club, and then you find that we have actually lost points. So possession, I think we did very well, 60%. And I said it. If you're gonna beat a club, if you're gonna be the better of a club like Benfica, try to have that ball all the time. And I think our midfield was so good; it had that kind of glue that we used to glue the ball to ourselves. And I think we did it so well. Granit Xhaka with the tackles, fantastic. I think he had a great game. Martin Odegaard, I don't think he had a nightmare of a game. Emily Smith Rowe as well. I didn't see so many players, losing the ball cheaply in the midfield, even in progressive areas. I think we are doing well. My only problem was we created chances in the first half and we failed to bury them. We had 660 passes. In the game, they had 460. We had a passing accuracy of 87%. They had 81%. We had 10 fouls. They committed 10 fouls. No yellow cards in the game and no red cards as well. We were offside 10 times. This is what I've been talking about, actually. I did say that, I don't know, their offside trap was so good that we fell for it all the time. All the time. Every time Arsenal got into a breaking position, we were offside. I mean, we should have scored. We could have scored around 5 goals if it were not for the offside trap. But I think they got it so well. We had 4 corners. They had 3. But I think that offside trap, and I'm going to give Benfica a lot of credit when it comes to that. The other thing I want to talk about, apart from the offside traps and so on, I think Benfica were very, very calm and they stuck to their game plan. Now, look, you're playing Arsenal, who is, a club that is possessing the ball from minute 1 to minute 45. You're going to become a little bit, because what we wanted was pass that ball, call them up, and then, get the better of them. But they stayed so calm. The midfield was so calm. The defense was so calm. Till the point when they got the goal, they were, they were the underdogs. They were on the back foot, and I'm gonna blame Mikel Arteta for that. Because, the moment you realize you're in control of the game, you're creating chances, but you're not scoring. You've got to change. I think Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was not on the best of days. Today, I think, just at half time, you would include a striker. You would introduce a striker. I thought he was going to do that, but he didn't. And I think Alexander Lacazette deserved a chance in this game, because I think he's been absolutely brilliant in the past games for Arsenal, but he never gave him a chance. But I think that was the mistake Mikel Arteta did. Bring on a striker, because your problem is getting shots on target, scoring the goals. That was the problem, because the chances were there, but the conversion was so poor. And I've seen games where conversion really cost us points. Against Aston Villa, we lost 1-0, but it was our conversion. Against Wolves, it was our conversion. We lost 2-1 still. Against Leeds, it was our conversion. We won 4-2. But we should have scored 6. We should have scored 7 in that game. So I think Arsenal need to really work on conversion. I've said it before, and I've said it again now. We need to work on the conversion. We need to score those goals. We need to get the clear-cut chances and then put them behind the net. I really use an example of Manchester United. They're not so good, but the reason why they score the 4 goals, the 5 goals, the 6 goals, the 9 goals against Southampton, and for me that really means a lot. That boosts a lot of confidence. Yeah, you're playing Manchester City over the weekend, and I don't know whether that game actually had an impact or an effect on these players. Because somebody's gonna say definitely it had an effect on these players, because you're playing City, it's on your head, and you really can't concentrate on the Benfica game and so on. But now it means when we go in Greece. Hopefully, I mean, the second leg, if the second leg is played there, if you go in Greece, it means we either go for a 0-0 draw, or win 1-0, or win 2-1. So it's either a win or a goalless draw. And that really puts us in a very hard situation, because if Benfica score 2, they go past. They go through. Definitely they are going to go through, even if we score 2 as well. And we don't. So we can't lose the next game. That's the first thing. We can't lose, and they can't lose. Of course, we are in the same position there. But if they go for a 2-2 draw, which I've seen they can't, because they had 7 shots on goal, 4 on target. So it's going to be a little bit hard for us to progress. But I still think we have now. We go into the next game with the upper hand. We shall have played City, and I think I just pray that our morale is not affected by that result from City. Probably City could win that one 4-1. 4-0, 3-1, 3-0. I think I'll talk about that in the in the match prediction tomorrow. But I still think if City smash us 5-0, it's really going to affect our performance in the next game. And that's why it was so important for us to win this game. Go into the City game very comfortable, pick up your losses, come back against us, against Benfica in the midweek, and then get a draw, share the points, and then you've gone through. But we are about to see that. That is, I mean, that's a summary of what has happened today. I don't think much has happened in this game that Arsenal has to talk about. I think Ceballos was decent. I think Xhaka was decent. Smith Rowe was decent, and Odegaard was decent as well. I've seen players like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang not at his best. But if I'm going to talk about Benfica's performance today, I was really in love with them, and I told you they're not they're not at their best, but you don't need to undermine them. You don't get you can't take anything away from them. They're not they were not at their best. They had only won 2 out of their last 5 games in the league. They had drawn 2, won 2, and lost 1. So they were not that good actually. They had spaces. We had we had to exploit their weaknesses, and ultimately we have failed to do so. But I don't want to blame the boys. I think it was not so much of a bad performance. Those were the 2 styles that actually started for us. Kiantian is back. That is very, very tremendous for me. I've wanted him to come back. I've always wanted him to come back. I've always wanted Kiantiani to come back. He's one kind of player that I think we actually miss. Cedric in that left back position is just not delivering. I don't mean to be mean. I don't mean to be so negative. The truth is, Cedric has done so many things for us, especially with, in the absence of Kiantiani, and he's still doing so many things. But the truth is, you'd rather have a Kiantiani fit than have Cedric playing out of position. So that is how I saw the game. Yeah, it was interesting for me. It was interesting, but we didn't get the result. And what does it matter if whether the game is interesting or not? But then you don't get the result. If you do not get the result, then things actually do not make a lot of sense. But still, all the way, I think Arsenal played a good game. We deserved 3 points. We were unlucky not to take them, and let us wait and see whether actually Arsenal can go out there on next Thursday and progress through to the round of 16. My name is Kosi. Smash and like on this video, and I'll see you in the player ratings.